In this video, I'm going to be talking about Solana. I'm going to share with you the chart pattern that I see that I've been watching for the past several months, where I think Solana could be headed in this next bull market cycle, and whether or not I'm going to be buying in right now. So let's jump right into it. On the chart, I have a weekly time frame of Solana. And I typically like looking at things on a logarithmic scale just because with crypto, a lot of these coins make massive moves and it's hard to tell sometimes if you're looking at it on a linear scale what's happening. So I like to use the logarithmic scale sometimes just so it's easier to kind of pay attention and see what chart patterns are forming. Speaking of that, we have a textbook cup and handle pattern that has formed. It's been forming for a long time actually. So just to look at a textbook version of this, we've got price that comes up making a series of higher highs and higher lows. It comes up to a point of resistance, this line right here. Once it hits that line of resistance, then goes into a series of lower lows and lower highs. It does this for a period of time, and then it ultimately makes a big U-turn and starts making a series of higher highs and higher lows. At this turnaround point, this is the bottom of what's called the cup in this cup and handle pattern. So it makes this big U-turn, this half circle, and then it comes back up to this point of resistance, this line right here. After it does that, then there's another brief pullback. Sometimes it can be as brief as this shown in this textbook example. Sometimes it could be a little bit longer, but it reaches this point of resistance again. I like to call this the lid of the cup and handle pattern. It pulls back before it starts to make its breakout to the upside. So taking a look at that textbook example, let's look at what we have on the chart. So we have this price that's coming up. It's meeting this level of resistance right here at 270. Basically, that was the top of the bull market in 2021. From there, it started coming down, making a series of lower lows and lower highs all the way down. Then we had this kind of bottom right here at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. This would have been the bottom of the cup part. This is the low of this entire thing. Went all the way down to below $10 at like $8 per coin, all the way from 270, which is a huge drop. I mean, we're talking we're talking 97% on this drop in the bear market. From there, it's made a series of higher highs and higher lows. So it's built right back up above 200. Then it came and hit this point of resistance again. That's what we see in this example. And of course, this is a very straight line. And so even I've drawn that straight line, but you could have it slant just a little bit. Again, this is a textbook example. On the chart, it's not going to always look like that, but you can definitely tell that this pattern is playing out. Once you're able to look at textbook examples, it's easier for you to understand and see what is happening. So then once we hit this point of resistance again, we have this slight pullback. And notice how shallow this pullback is. It's very, very shallow. So this one also was very short and brief in the textbook example, but again, just understanding what happens with these cup and handle patterns and how they form. They can take different forms, different shapes, but you just need to understand overall what is supposed to be happening. So this could be that handle part of the cup and handle pattern. That's what I've been looking at for the past several months, and it's actually been doing that for almost a year. I mean, this is from March of 2024 that it's kind of, it made this pullback for March all the way through October. So for at least 6 months. And then it had a little breakout, tested this level of resistance again. So I am thinking that this is the pullback. However, an alternative would be that this is still part of the cup pattern. All of this here from March of 2024 to today through, February of 2025, this still could be the cup part coming up to this level of resistance. So that's an alternative and where we would still have a handle to put in. But from the looks of it, I mean, this to me looks like it was a clear handle, but time will tell. When it comes to trading, analyzing charts, you have to be open-minded enough to look at the charts objectively, not always wanting to make how you view the chart the way that it should be. You have to be open and understand that the market could go a couple of different ways. And just because you see it one way doesn't mean that it can't be a different way. So with that being said, what do I think is going to happen? Well, at any point, if this cup and handle pattern plays out, we can expect a price target that would be equal to this distance between the bottom of the cup and the top of the cup, the lid, from the bottom to the lid, I like to call it. We can measure that and then place it right on top of the lid, right where the handle and the price breaks out. That would be a price target. And I actually already have that here. And so I've already made the measurement from the bottom up to the top of this cup and handle pattern. And that would put us in the range of over 4,000 per coin. And that is if this pattern plays out. And I actually believe that it will. I can't necessarily say when it will play out or kind of when it will hit this target, but I do believe in this coin and in the crypto market overall that at some point, either in this cycle or in a future one, it will hit this price target. And so it is possible for this to go all the way up to 4,000 per coin. That would be about a 23x. So it's already done, over that in this bull market cycle already. And this is a newer coin. It's been around for a little bit, but still has a lot of potential. So I'm not necessarily banking that it's 100% going to happen in this current cycle, but by the next one for sure, I think we could hit 4,000 per coin if Solana keeps going in the direction that it's going. That's kind of my macro idea of where it could go. Now, looking at the micro a little bit, well, what's happening right now kind of in Q1, Q2 of 2025? Well, as I mentioned, we had this price movement back up to the resistance. So that would be forming, this lid, this top part, this level of resistance. And it made that slight pullback right here. This was a very nice looking pullback that usually was just a breather. Market wise, you had this big move up. This is a nice breather just to allow for the market to kind of reset, coming to this 50-day, or in this case, this 50-week moving average. And sometimes in a bull, I'll say in a bull market, sometimes you can expect that price will make a breakout and then kind of revert back to this moving average before it explodes again. And so it did that a little bit. It came back to this 50-week moving average and then went on a little more of a run. Slight pullback again, and now we are testing the 50-week moving average this current week. And what I'm looking for is a bounce at some point. So right now we've got this red candle, price is down here. It's almost right on the 50-week moving average. So if we get a nice bounce from this at some point, then I will be very bullish in thinking that Solana is about to make a huge run, potentially making a massive run up towards this upward target I have for this cycle, next cycle, whatever the case may be. But that's really what I'm waiting for. I've got some Solana that I've put in, and I'm waiting to put in more until I see some type of bullish candlestick pattern. I love to see bullish engulfing candles. Those to me are some of the most powerful ones. Like you see this one here. This was right at the bottom of this low, and you had this red candle, this bearish candle, and then immediately afterwards, this huge bullish engulfing candle. And that was the start of this move up. Now, just because you see one of these bullish engulfing candles does not mean that price is just going to go in the positive direction. It's significant where this happens and when this happens, but when it's near support, I like to see that as another positive sign, not a guarantee, but I would love to see a bullish engulfing candle near support coming up and engulfing a few of these red candles with volume. Volume is another great indicator as well, and you saw that with a couple of these candles here. Lots of volume coming in compared to the previous candle. So I'm waiting on Solana. I think it's primed to go for a launch, but again, I'm waiting, patiently waiting for the market to show signs of a bullish move. And if you're watching this video, just understand that this is all for entertainment purposes, not financial advice. I always advise to do your own research and analysis. But hopefully you learned something from these videos. And if you did, let me know in the comment section below. Love to hear from you. Where do you think Solana is going? And if you like this type of content, make sure that you subscribe. And if this video was helpful, I'd appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.